What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another draft of our Avatar Bronze to Mythic climb. If you watched our last video, you know that we've officially hit Diamond. It's a huge benchmark for us, and I'm excited to have our first draft today be at our new rank. As a reminder, we still have 15 more days to get to Mythic, and we're right on track. Let's jump in and see how we do. Secret tunnel. Let's see what we're working with here. This is the pack, I guess. Alright. I don't like first picking Secret Tunnel. I only think it goes in two of the decks. It goes in the Ally deck, and it goes in the Earthbending deck. So you're kind of restricting yourself right away to like red, green, white by picking it. It's a decent rare in both of those decks, but definitely not crazy. For our uncommons, we have 5, and 3 of them are basically unplayable. Destined Confrontation, Fancy Footwork, Crashing Wave. Maybe not unplayable, but certainly not first pickable. I think for me, it's between Uncle Iroh and the Fire Sages. I think Fire Sages is a better pick for turn 2. Pretty annoying card in the late game, pretty annoying card in the early game. It kind of just does it all. So we'll take a pretty efficient 2-drop and just stay really open. Well, ain't that a choice? Earth Kingdom Jailer is the best card in this pack by like a pretty large margin. And then Twin Blades and Lightning Strike are both great. My issue with taking either of them is that I'm leaving the other one, and I think that's a pretty no-brainer pickup. I'm going to take the Earth Kingdom Jailer and maybe immediately pivot out of red. Our last pack had an Iroh as one of the only really great cards in the pack other than Fire Sages. And passing this pack, I would be shocked if whoever I'm passing to isn't taking one of these red cards. Maybe red just isn't where we want to be, and we'll take this Earth Kingdom Jailer and continue to stay pretty open. Here, we're getting past basically no red cards. Porcupine is like our only real red card. North Pole Patrol has been pretty good. Forecasting Fortune Teller is obviously decent. I'm very low on Earth Rumble and low in Lee. Origin of Metal Bending's good though, but North Pole Patrol has just done a lot in a lot of our games as a turn 3 mana dork into a late game tap down effect creature. Wow, this is another pack which is really not clear what we're supposed to be taking from it. Really not on taking Haru as a like random first green card after the packs we've seen. Red looks super closed off, so I'm pretty happy that I've pivoted out of it already. I'm honestly tempted to just take the barrels of Blasting Jelly and stay open. I don't think Lost Days is crazy. I'm not upset about giving up on an Avatar Enthusiast. And everything else is pretty uninspired. Cycle of Renewal's fine, but Haru's in the pack. I'm just going to take the barrels. Barrels makes my deck like 90%+ of the time, and we can figure it out from there. This is another pack that I'm just like, what am I even looking at here? We could go into shrines, right? We have a Crescent Island Temple here. This is one of the, I would say, like, necessary, better shrines for the shrine deck. Making a 1/1 with prowess every time you play a shrine. I haven't really done the shrine deck. It's also red, which is like the worst. I think Kyoshi Island Plaza is not great, generally speaking. We hedge on the shrine deck. I've never drafted the shrine deck. Why not? This pack is terrible. I mean, I'm giving up like a Rumble Arena. Take this and maybe play it. Elemental Teachings and Zhao are both pretty unimpressive cards. War Balloon, not the worst. This pack is pretty terrible too. We have a Mongoose Lizard as a consideration, I guess. I don't know. I'm tempted to just like rare draft and move towards my 20 gems. This draft is already pretty yuck. To say the least. Like, what would we have been taking? Not a white or blue card in this entire pack. Like Zhao, I guess. Rare at least. Less bad about it. For a boot. Yoshi Island Plaza, I guess I'm fine. Why the heck not? Not taking Elemental People. Literally never make our deck. Now we're getting an 8th pick Tiger. Oh, isn't the worst, but I think it's pretty bad in the Shrine deck in particular. Often doesn't have a creature big enough to trigger it. Best card in this pack by a pretty good margin. Well, Earth Rumble Wrestler isn't bad either. If you need a defensive creature with reach, I think it's more likely to make our deck. I'll take it. Honestly, I'm kind of writing off this first pack as like a complete dud. Just going to be staying really open. In case red-white land is helpful. Black-white land could even be helpful over a bunch of not very exciting cards. If we're in shrines, black-white land is important. Black and the white shrine are the core of the shrine deck. Like, actually. Origins of Metal Bending is the best card here. Bender's Water Skin keeps it in, but I think relatively speaking, not a card I play in a lot of decks. Ugh, this has been a draft, hasn't it? I'm gonna take Cycle as absolute thing. We have 2 shrines, iteration, 2 dual lands. We have 3 green cards and 2 red cards, and a barrels. I mean, I play a warden, I guess. Not making our deck most of the time though. Whereas the rest of these cards can. All of these cards could make our deck, except for Vindictive Warden, which I basically never play. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's kind of funny because in other sets this would be an absolutely insanely powerful card. 3 mana, 2/3, 3 mana, ping your opponent every turn. This used to be like a mana effect on a 2-drop or whatever. Now it's a mana effect on a efficient 3-drop. Okay. Well, we stayed pretty open. Now we're getting past Bran and Shaw. Bran and Shaw is the lesson card for red. And we have a Cycle of Renewal and an Origin of Metal Bending in green. So, like, blue and white seem completely closed off very quickly. So maybe we are like a red-green deck after all. We'll be able to play our first pick. Anyway, I don't know, this card's great. 5 mana, 4/4, flying is super efficient for its cost. And if it enters with a copy of itself, i.e. if you have 3 or more dragons or lessons in the graveyard and make a second one of it, you often just win the game. So now we're all in on lessons, I think. We're going to try and force it through. The thing about red and green being closed to us is that the person we're passing to that as well. We're not seeing red and green cards we want to take when we're getting the pack. When we pass it to them, it has less or the same amount of red and green cards. So it's going to be interesting to see what they ended up doing and if we're going to actually get the red and green we need. We have this barrels and Cycle of Renewal, so I'm very much in a position where if I see bombs, I'm going to take bombs. We've seen a lot of bad rares. We saw 2 of the 5 mana, 1 that basically unplayable. I think Lightning Strike, even though it is not a lesson, is a must take here. Our only removal spell right now, other than Origin of Metal Bending on Artifact or Gamut, barrels. I think that's more important. Seismic Sense, even Seismic Sense is great. Just need removal. I would love to end up with like 3 Boomy's Bashes and a Combustion Technique and a Fire Bending Lesson as well. Like that would be a solid removal package, and maybe we get like Allies at Last or a Rocky Rebuke in the green side of things. That is the white shrine. That is very tempting. We have very few 2-drops. Makes Twin Blades worse. We have very few allies. Here we are. I don't know. I'm worried about getting too far away, having just a confused deck. Aru is just a long pick most of the time here. I'd take Twin Blades really highly for a good reason. Run and Shaw, it's also an absolute addition. I think this is the point where we say Shrines is really happening for us. We don't have the fixing for 5 color, and if we get past immediately here, like the black or the blue Shrine, I'll be a little bad, but I think blue and white have been really closed off. Okay, second. Southern Air Temple. Huh? Well, I mean, the thing is, we don't have really the creatures over removal shrine deck genuinely. But the shrine deck, what it needs is you need a ton of early plays and removal. Then all of your top end is just shrine, and then you win the game because they spent a lot of time working on your shrines, and then you just burn them out afterward. I think Fire Sages here is the best pick over a Shared Root. Those are removable spell in red or green. I would take it. Shared Roots is a lesson, and it's I think it's important, but I think we are so light on 2-drops. I'm worried about just the game wicked early and then never having a chance. White Lotus tile, unplayable. There's a sold out here. There's I would say a signal. Black is open, but I think Cabbage Merchant's great. It ramps us Ran and Shaw. It stains us in the early game. Gives us another creature in the early game. Alright, I think we're officially not shrining. And I like keeping my dual lands, even the wrong dual lands for our colors, so we know what is exactly splashable. White-black dual land doesn't do a lot for us, but the red-white one could if we have white bomb. Uncle Iroh is an easy pickup here. We're already doing the lesson thing. It's a 4-power creature, relevant for the other cards format. Fire bends, very good. Also important to note that we are, I think, at 2 lessons right now. Could take Aang's Journey or Zuko's Exile. I am not a fan of either of those. Firebender's Ascension is a good 2-drop. I've been really low on it, but I think getting it 7th pick is exactly where I want to take it. 2 mana 2/2 with a little bit of upside. We have 2 Fire Sages already, and an Iroh for other on attack triggers. I'll take a line here. Cycle her. Not the worst. So like a white card I would play Toph first Metal Bender. The world where I could splash for double white cards even off of Cycle, Unlucky Cabbage Merchant, Barrels, and the 1 dual land. Like if I open an Appa, if I open Band Attachment's easy over the second Barrels. I think 1 barrel is basically all I ever want to play, unless I care about the artifact somehow. Not playing a Warden. I'll take the black red land in case we open a black card I want to play. Pillar Launch is a combat trick. I don't like Fire Nation here at all. Not good enough. I'll take 50% ever playing a Bender's Barskin lesson deck, but doubly precision to open a black card that's good enough. Hey, another black land. And what we got here, Boomy is another card that cares about lessons, but we're really removal tight, and Aang's Iceberg is great. We have already a dual land, a Barrels, a Cabbage Merchant. Pretty happy to splash that. I might even splash an Earth King Killer on wrong. Maya's decent, Boomy's fine, and I could take maybe Lesson, but I think those are all so much weaker. Aang's Iceberg, but I'm pretty happy to take Aang's Iceberg here, and I am splashy washy. Whoa, that's a Badgermole Cub. Hello, Badgermole Cub. This card's crazy. We don't have like any other Earthbending. It doesn't matter because this card basically is a mana dork that's mana 2/2 has to be makes a 1/1 out of it. So pretty happy to see that. That's just a free roll. Also 40 gems for us. Oh, we did end up seeing the black called Shrine. This is tough. Airbending lesson, very good. It's a lesson. I think we're dedicatedly playing Naya now. I think it is better than Rocky Room. I think we're just straight up playing 3-color at this point. In red, white, green. How to Start Riot is technically a lesson, not one I'm basically ever super excited to play. Earth Village Ruffians is decent. Badgermole has been a little bit of an overachiever, and it's really good with the Fire Sages hitting them trample in the late game. I actually think that's maybe our play. I feel like we need a little bit more top end to actually win games. That is a card that can do it. Hey, there's a card that can do it. It's the Boulder. 4 power matters is thing because we have the double Fire Sages, which helps us kind of get to that 4 power point. Iroh does it, and then Wrestlers, Ren and Shaw, Badgermole all do it as well. Playing it on turn 4, pretty easy. We have a Earthbound Land, this triggers it. Ostrich Horse might be the move here, given that we're tight on lands and 4 power creatures matter. Don't think Rockolanche is here. We'll take it though, as it's likely hard to make my deck, but not really feeling it in a 3-color deck. And this is an easy Boomy's Bash over a second Twin Blades. Like I said, I think we just need removal. Cycle of Renewal Wield, I think that's an easy pickup. It's another lesson. Hopefully get Ren and Shaw to beat creatures. We're now sitting, I think, at 4 lessons. 5 lessons? Whoa. How'd we get to 5? Solar Launch isn't 1 and I'm cutting it. I don't know. Airbenders, various farm animals. Not playing it. 5 lessons. Origin of Metal Bending, Abandoned Attachment, 2, Airbending Lesson, 3, Double Cycle Renewal, 5. Oh, and the Iroh Wield, no problem. That's an easy pickup. We need 1 cut here. I don't think I'm playing. Cycle provide planes. We need 1 cut. I honestly think it's probably Thou. Like the card in our deck. He doesn't do a lot. I'm just a mana 2/2 menace, right? So there's a world where we pay 7 and make non-basic lands mountains because they have, you know, non-basics, and we only have the 1. They have like a Rumble Arena and a couple other things. Who knows? I don't think that's it. But we could have had a couple better cards if we hadn't taken the shrines. I think we would have had a Rumble Arena potentially. But I'm pretty happy with where we ended up here. We need a pair of cuts. We need 1 land cut, and then I think it is Thou. That's part in our deck. Double check. I think Ostrich will be better than it. Pretty happy we got that late game removal. Alright, so we cut there, and then we look at our land count. This is another deck where if we have green, we have kind of everything. So playing heavier green is easy. We also only ever need 1 plains. We have a lot of ways to get it. Cycles of Renewal, a Barrels, an Unlucky Cabbage Merchant, and then a decent amount of draw. Well, I guess just Abandoned Attachments is our draw. But that's the deck. We're doing a little bit of Naya Beatdown, splashing for 2 removal spells and an Earth, or really 3 removal spells and a lesson being one of them. And the rest of our deck is pretty beat down. Let's see if we can beat down. Let's see if we can do the Ren and Shaw thing and get 2 creatures out of it. Take a moment, let me know how you think this deck is going to do. As a reminder, this is our first deck in Diamond, so that factors into your consideration. And thanks for watching this far. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a like and subscribe. I'm still, new, but Bronze to Mythic on the run. We make these videos basically every day. See you in the draft. Well, I do believe I keep a hand has all 3 of my colors. It doesn't have a 2-drop, but I'm on the play. If I was on the draw, this would be a much harder card to keep, or hand to keep. But the hope here is we'll be able to just on Iroh. Okay, land isn't a bad draw, but it's not a good draw. Yeah, the hope is we're going to be able to resolve an Iroh and then go from there. I'd love to see them just play like a tap land here. And alright. I'm going to say with relatively high certainty that Iroh just gets countered. Yep, and that's fine. We have an Aang's Iceberg and a Cycle of Renewal behind it. Okay, we're just hanging out and absolutely just going to patch in Cycle of Renewal. We've drawn land, which is way less ideal. I really don't like Iceberging this. I don't have to. The reason I don't have to, by the way, is because it didn't make the 4-power creature. But does not trade. We have a double red card, so double red is going to be relevant for us to go get. That's another land off the top. Awesome. At least now we can attack with our And it has tramples. They trade, we still get inver damage. Deal. But yeah, we have drawn. We kept the 3-lander. We have drawn, and we cycled renewal, so that's 4. We've turn 5. We've drawn 4 lands straight. They can get a cycled renewal out of this, or an abandoned attachment. Cycled, what is? I really don't want to Earth Kingdom Jailer Hama. That is not a plan for success against a deck like this, I would say. I'm not gonna. Because if I Earth Kingdom Jailer Hama, use a removal spell and kill it, and they get another spell out of my deck, Hama basically replaces herself. So I do not like being removed on that. Now, if I draw a number of planes, we have a cute play, which is we play Earth Kingdom Jailer, and then we're holding up Aang's Iceberg to actually exile our own Earth Kingdom Jailer. And then we can sack the Aang's Iceberg to give it back to us and re-get Earth Kingdom Jailer. Seems like they're just happy to ramp. Trade a little damage back and forth if we technically race. And the thing about flooding is you have all your colors if you flood, and all your colors you can cast spells you draw, not lands. We have some pretty good cards in our deck. Right now, though, we have only 2 lessons. The Ren and Shaw can't be doubled. We have an abandoned attachment in the deck, so I'm going to keep 1 land back. See what they want to do. Blue, or sorry, food. Blue would be way better. I very much doubt we're ever sacrificing the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant to shuffle it back. Trading. On 1 counter. Struck. Alright, I'm gonna Aang's Iceberg Bahama. I don't like it, but I think it's the right play here. It's a lot harder for them to get rid of an Aang's Iceberg than it is to get rid of an Earth Kingdom Jailer. Even if they can, I can sacrifice it in response to get a try-to out of it. Notably, Origins of Metalbending is one of the few ways they can get rid of it, and I don't know how many copies back of that. They could also Boomerang's Basics it. Boomerang Basic hit. That's it bounces it, and then they get their trigger again, and then I would just potentially play it or replay it. I don't know if that's worth it to them, though. Oh, Lion Turtle. Sure. That cannot block right now. Problem is, though, yeah, now it can block. Back. 3/6 Vigilant. I do think I have to Earth Jailer it. I'm not the most excited about doing that. I'm gonna hold up everything. I don't think we're in a rush. Ostrich. Sure. I would like to put a lesson in the card. Now we have 3 lessons, so this X all attack. And we pass. I'm not holding up sacrificing the food right now, but that's about it, so I'm kind of a bit. They're at 12, so this is getting pretty spicy pretty fast for them. The Fire Sages, what a draw. I attack with the Ostrich. Now something here. Hopefully it is not an instant speed way to blow up Aang's Iceberg. That would be very bad. Now I have all these sorceries in my graveyard for Hama to hit. Instant speedway to get rid of Earth Kingdom Jailer, kind of. Okay. This allows them to kill my Ostrich free and gain 3 life. Very well. I play the Fire Sages. Land here lets me double pump it, and I think that is worth it, so I will. Oh no, it's double red. That was a misplay. Dang it. Should have held on to that. Back from Lost Days. They're very clearly a lesson deck, so I should expect like cards like the Uncommon Me, Master Paku, stuff that cares about actually having all these lessons. This seems like maybe Water Spirit Revival. Flopsy. Okay, we're at 20, so now the Lion Turtle being a 4/7 is be pretty annoying. Pass. We are redrawing the whatchamacallit, Earth Kingdom Jailer in a moment. Creature you control power of Forager can only spot by. Okay. Have one blue and one anything up. Looks like they've got something here. Hey, the boulder's a pretty good draw, I would say. We know we have Earth King Jailer next. This could be an it'll quench ya, and they could burn it here to make it so I can't put a 1/1 counter on the Fire Sage, I guess. But Fire Sages being a 4/4 means Boulder is going to be able to Earthbend 3 on attacks. Got ways to go this game. Cat Owl, we don't have reach at the moment. That's kind of okay. Surprised they didn't attack the Lion Turtle, given that I can't block it without just jump blocking. I have no interest. They should actually absolutely be attacking here. This creature's Power Forager can only be single blocked, so I essentially can't block. Get him for 9. I do need to be worried about the crackback for sure. I'm not gonna disagree with that. Do have a food. You know, eventually we get to do food things. I will put another one here. Turn. Perfect. Taylor. Be Soka's Haiku. This could be a lot of things. Soka's Haiku. Gross. So be it. A mill 3. Kind of irrelevant 3, but they are down to 10 cards in library. That is a possible second win condition for us. I think sacking the boulder to Earthbend 3 is not worth it. Crazy thought, I know. We do have the opportunity to block up the Cabbage Merchant, sack the food, go get a land, put it on the bottom. But I think our win condition now is them milling. We're down to 8 cards, 7 cards, 16 life, 3 more life on the board. Okay. Interesting. Untap Flopsy. This is gross. If they have an answer for the blocked Fire Sages, like a pump spell, I kind of just lose. But I have to block Flopsy, so. Because otherwise I won't be able to block other things down the line. But they have like a Rocky Rebuke here, or a pump spell. I think we're pretty lost. It looks like they have another thing. They're just waterbending on the Foggy Swamp Waterbender. That does not matter. Go to 9. Now we can double block things. The 1/1 counter on Vinebender. Cool. Alright. I don't think we're terribly out of it. And if we draw like Ren and Shaw, we are totally fine. That is a card that also kind of keeps us totally in this. They don't have the mana up to be able to quench it. Down to 7 cards in deck. We're still holding up Cracking Food. Once again, not worth it to trade the boulder for an Earthbend 3, but doesn't do anything. Their own Moose Lion is annoying. I now have all the blocks. Pass. Turn. I am gonna play Sunblessed Peak. If I can stack it now. Cycle of Renewal. Get 2 lands out of your remaining 6 cards. What? We're down to 4 cards in the library? No, I'm at 9, but I have 3 more life off of the Cabbage Merchant. Past attackers. I'll untap something. Okay. Pass to box. Sabertooth and Moonflion on the flyer. Double 4-drop on the Lion Turtle. Cabbage Merchant on the Moose Lion. Then we're gonna sack it to gain 3 life. They can waterbend twice and make it be a 7-power Foggy Swamp Vinebender. I get to keep my creatures. They're spending all of their mana doing this. I don't care. They get to kill one of the Badger Mole and the okay, crack my food. I can't give them Hama. I will search for a basic, I guess. Get a mountain. We have a second one of the what's it called? Firebender guys. A bunch of 1 counters on. Silver Boulder. Absolutely fair. I go to 2. We have a card draw effect off of Sunblessed Peak, which we're gonna crack first. Barrels for next turn. Next. Obviously no attacks. Uncle Iroh, pretty irrelevant. Pass. Down to 2 cards left in deck. Oh, I see. They have... How much is the waterbend? 5? 5, 4? Oh, they messed up. Kill that. Jump there. Trade there. If they have a pump spell, then it's fine. I think they threw, actually. If you don't play Iroh and you just attack with this, I don't have a block on it. Bing, bing, bing. I gain 2 life. Awesome. Alright, Ren and Shaw. No, giving them Hama doesn't actually do, does it? Ren and Shaw. Origin of Metal Bending. That doesn't do it. Alright. GG, opponent. Got down to 1 card in library and we just could not get through. Drew a lot of lands. Like, all of our lands. Oh well. That loss doesn't change anything. Diamond players be playing in Diamond. I see 2-drop. Fixing for flooding. Hey, Firebenders might be better than a Fire Sage. 2. Also use Firebending mana to cast Origin of Metal Bending and then still be able to play Fire Sages afterwards. Good. Knowledge. Fair. I think it's genuinely better than my 2-drop. Especially if they just draw a card here. 3-2 immediately, I might trade with it. Okay. I will not trade with it at 2. Sokka. Uh-oh. Okay. I think I play my land first. And I very suspiciously go to combat. Undo. My assumption is they just won't block. Or they'll block with the knowledge seeker down to trade it. In that case, with no blocks, I will abandon detachments away one of my copies of the Firebender. Next. And second main phase, play a Fire Sages. Sokka has the ability to absolutely just take over a game. We need to be careful. I don't really care about this Firebender's Ascension. My assumption is it's not going to live long enough for me to actually level it up and have it matter. Okay. Them using their blue for that is an amazing sign. It tells us they don't have any of the blue cards I would be about. Watery Grasp, or if you've sacrificed something. Cool. Okay, so we get to kill Sokka here, and I feel like we are totally back in this. I mean, this will get to be a 4-3 next turn, so there's no point of a blocker. Doesn't work. They can sack the for then it's just a 4-3 immediately. Pretty annoying. Pirate Peddlers, pretty good here. Adventure immediately. Crack the clue, make a 1-1, put a 1-1 counter on both creatures. It's pretty good. And land doesn't really change much. I'm just going to play the Wrestlers as it trades. I can double block and they can't kill both on the Knowledge Seeker. Problem is if they have a way to sacrifice something this turn, but they can always sacrifice their land, choosing. I guess we're hanging. At this point, I have to trade with the Knowledge Seeker if they want to offer that trade. Oh, sack a creature, destroy a creature. That's amazing here. You get the Merchant back too. Alright, this game's over. Game feels so over. Attacking with the 1-1. I'll take the block. Go to 1. Yeah, like, what do we do? I don't have the Lessons in the Graveyard for Renin Shot. Oh, wow, whatever. Yeah, opponent went first, played absolutely crazy curve out, wins the game. Turn 2, uncommon, turn 3, uncommon, turn 4, uncommon. Okay. Well, we're 0-2. First draft in Diamond, we're getting it put on us, aren't we? All right. Well, we're going second again. That is unfortunate, but this hand is in deep. It barrels a Blasting Jelly into Badgermole Cub in dash, assumably. So, pretty great curve out. Fungal Land isn't terrible, but not ideal. Would love to not have a game like the first game where we just like 7 lands straight. Okay. I think I'm actually going to play Fire Sages first into empty mana, and also I want to play Sunblessed Peak and have that be the thing that I Badgermole Cub. I haven't really played any creatures, so I'm not too worried about desperately needing a way to blow up. Oh, I played the wrong card here. Yeah, Final Airbending lesson. Savage Merchant's decent. Where's tempoing? Next turn, I can just use Bash if they play like a 4-drop. Yep. Bash. Go away. I attack again. Fire Sages. Awesome. Fire Sages hasn't really been getting pumped, but I can just start doing that any future. Wall Top Sentry, sure. It'll work. Eventually a 4-4. Nice. This time I'll play the Sunblessed Peak correctly. And have that be the thing that I make into a thing. I don't think I want to offer the trade with the Wall Top Sentries. when I can just play an unlucky cabbage merchant instead. They go. This coming turn, we can sacrifice the Sunblessed Peak to draw a card. Gotta be careful because we don't have a white source other than Barrels of Blasting Jelly, but Unlucky Cabbage Merchant can get that if we need it. And my plan is to start putting a lot of 1/1 counters on this Fire Sage. Back with everything instant. Okay. I feel like Badgermole Cub's kind of done his job. I don't care about losing the thing. I care about them getting a card every turn. Badgermole Club has done everything it needed to do. Not as crazy and limited as you would often like it to be, but it's still pretty darn good. I'm gonna get in my Firebending 1, and I will actually use the mana, and then just play Iroh behind it. I'm obviously willing to trade Iroh for the Walltop Sentry. Is there a Shrine deck? Huh. Never would have guessed. Okay. Another land is not ideal, but acceptable. I do not love trading the Monk for Iroh. They have a Prowess trigger, but it doesn't seem like they do. So I will just get him for Firebending here. Iroh being Firebender to get an extra counter on my Fire Sage is good. If they want to do this trade, that's very acceptable to me. They don't even have a lesson in the graveyard. We're holding up using Barrels of Blasting Jelly, sacrificing the Sunblessed Peak, you name it. If I'm going to sack the Sunblessed Peak, I'd like to do it with blocks, right? Block and then do it. I get another 1/1 counter on my turn. Firebender's Ascension is a threat. And we can start powering that up. Has the ability to be a problem eventually. If I use it here, I have 5, I'd have to tap everything. I'm at 18. Would I rather be holding up Barrels of Blasting Jelly or sacking? Not really. I'd rather get in for more damage, I think. Tap my board for 7. Right? Like, I'm holding on to this land for Abandoned Detachment. We have all the mana we need. Firebrand's Ascension doesn't really do much if the Fire Sages dies. We won a game! We're positive in Diamond. Woo! Look at us go. Imagine going 7 wins from here. We were just charging up our wins and losses, you know, like, you gotta lose some to win some. Going second, not ideal. Lightning Strike and Cabbage Merchant in opening hand, very ideal. Hitting third land, very ideal. There's a couple 2-drops that I would absolutely just kill. Water Tribe, Rallier, Water Tribe Healer, in white are cards that I would just absolutely pop if given the opportunity. Get cheeky. I attack. I didn't want to deal with it. I don't want this getting saved by like Pump Spell or the uncommon X-Proof, Lifelink, or Strike, whatever. Those are cards that resolved. I feel like I just lose the game. Avatar Enthusiast. Do an Earth Kingdom Protector. Yeah, that would have been quite problematic. I'm just gonna play the Boulder. And we'll hang out. Eventually, we have to get this Earth Kingdom Protector off the board so that we can actually kill this Avatar Enthusiast. But the other option is we just kill them in the air. Uh-oh. That's another way to give an ally indestructible. Okay. We don't have 5 lessons. We're very far away from having 5 lessons. I can abandon detachments, starting Cycle of Renewal, and be holding up Twin Blades this turn. And it gets Earth Kingdom Protectors off the board when they block, because I can Twin Blades kill. I'm basically using Twin Blades to kill Earth Kingdom Protectors. I guess if that's what I'm planning to do anyway, I should first use Abandoned Detachments to get rid of Cycle of Renewal and see what I draw. Ostrich. New plan. We mill at least one other lesson with Ostrich Horse. Damn, that is 3 really good cards. The first one we wouldn't have been able to cast, but we now have 2 creatures for the boulder, I guess. We just need 1 lesson now. Filling the white card's not bad. Master Hand out. Wow, they just have like all of the freaking Ally Matters cards. Is pretty absurd. I love that they're not attacking. This is like really important for us here. White source isn't terrible. I can go plain. Renshaw has Firebending 2 and gives dragons you control +2/+0. If I play this, I can't hold up stacking the Cabbage Merchant. Gosh, I wish I could. So bad. I feel like if we play this and they just remove it, I lose. That's pretty bad. Now with Master Piandao, they can just block and do other things. I can play the Fire Sages, block with the Cabbage Merchant, and go get another red source. Oh, this is super frustrating. Run and Shaw, come on. One more. I feel like I have to just play this here and try to kill them. Alright, we're all in. We are going to attempt to commit murder. It's 4 mana to pump it. We live 2 turns and we have a 3. That's irrelevant. I need them not to have lifelink. I block. I block like this. I can't believe they're not attacking. So weird. I don't know, I feel like they're just holding up removal now. Corrupt Court Official, easy discard on the Fire Save. And then, is this gonna kill them? Okay, Renshaw makes 2 mana. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with that. Or no, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pumping takes 4, so it goes to 6. And then I have 5 mana left. I can Twin Blades. It goes to 7, which is 14 double strike damage in the air. And I can then hold up for the Cabbage Merchant. So we play the land, go to combat. Nothing has reach. We attack with Run and Shaw, Firebend 2. We activate Firebend to give it +2/+0. We Twin Blades, making it 7, and then next turn this is now lethal. They go to 4. We have blocking with the Cabbage Merchant this turn. I mean, if they had a removal spell, why wouldn't they have used it last turn? Why would they play Water Tribe Captain, Corrupt Court Official? Right? They can get a lesson after Master Piandao, which is not terrible for us. No removal lesson. What is that? Wartime protesters? Red. Pass the blocks. This is a free roll, and this is kind of a free roll because oh, go to first strike damage. I crack the food. Go get another red source. Are we stealing a game here? No reach, no removal. Key off the top. I mean, they have instant speed, attacking Hakoda and Earth Kingdom. There's no point in attacking a boulder. What is this? No! No! After all that, we lose? Ugh. I can't just wait to find an origin of metal bending. And of course we draw another land. So of course we do. How many lands do we have in play? 4, 8, 9. Awesome. Whatever. I mean, is there a world where we just dive this turn? I think we just do. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Well, that's a tilter. They have to. They didn't even hit it after Master Peoned out. They drew it as their card for turn. After not having removal for all those turns. What a greedy deck. Yeah, I have to block. They miss lethal again. I block 9. They take 7. I take 7, 8, 17. I kill Suki, whatever. And they sacrifice Earth Kingdom Protectors protected, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just misplaced city over here. Come on. We have no way to deal full. Oh, this draft. What a way to have this go. I love drawing 10 lands. I didn't even use the cycle effect to do the thing. And Ostrich Horse milled 3 cards. So 3 of the cards in this graveyard I didn't even draw. So it's like a 10 to 8 card ratio in my 16 land deck. Awesome. Whatever. Shake it off. First draft in Diamond, we have a ways to go. Like we did nothing. More importantly, we lost a bunch of resources, but that was our draft using gold, so that goes on. Yes. Oh, the variance of this set can be really tilting, but I don't know. This deck felt really frustrating to build. Watching the draft, I'm sure you saw it. It just felt like we saw a lot of packs in a row that had no cards particularly excited to take in the first round of packs, first pack. It was just pack after pack of like, oh, this pack doesn't really have anything. This pack doesn't have really anything we want. I think we did a really good job of staying as open as we could given that and not really committing to anything. I think committing to weak cards early and then trying to force that is a recipe for disaster. I think we ended up with a very decent deck. We lost to some pretty high variance shenanigans, and that is about it. I mean, the way it kind of went. We have decent removal, decent early game, decent late game. Nothing really particularly wrong with this deck other than the fact that we didn't really have really any bombs. I mean, Ren and Shaw is fine, I would say. And Badger Mole Cub is amazing outside of Limited, and in Limited, it's very whatever. I mean, you can have some crazy turn 2 Badger Mole Cub into just a whole bunch of stuff decks, and you can build around it that way. But most of the time, it's a mana slightly above average drop, right? And with that, that's kind of our deck. It's a deflating loss after making it to Diamond, but I'm just happy to be in Diamond. Kind of like nothing happened. We didn't go down in ranks. We didn't lose anything. We're still starting right where we started at the end of this draft. Regardless, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a great day.